podcasters come live, mechanics, backlash effect. How do we avoid changes? Amen. Amen. His pastor is still out. This is never like that.
I think it's June.
Okay.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
No.
Just having
Hello, everyone. Good evening once again. My name is Treasure David, and today I promised each and every one of you in my video early this morning that we're going to be having an awesome time. And so I want to officially welcome you to this International Youth Day special section on the IYC community. Yay! All right, guys. So today is going to be an amazing one. Sincerely, I must tell you. See, guys, today will leave you asking so many questions, and not just asking the questions. You're going to be getting the answers of those questions today. And let me tell you, guys, not just we are going we what we have today is going to be setting you on course for um a huge change in your life, to cause a very huge effect in your life too. Now let me tell you, guys, this is going to blow your mind. I can tell you. I just had a very brief section with our speaker today, and it's already threw me off balance of what I've been doing all this while. And this is what we are doing in the IYC community. We are here to break our stereotypes. We're here to break everything that has limited us from really achieving what we ought to achieve as individuals, to achieve what we ought to achieve as young persons, especially in this time. Okay, so guys, I want to officially again welcome you to this section. It's just going to be a very short one. We're going to be hitting it, and I tell you, you're going to be having a mind shift today. The stereotypes is going to be broken. Things are going to be altered in your life. And listen, guys, if you paraventure get to not sleep this night, please, I want you to know that it was deliberate, because we are here to set you on course to be able to achieve your goals, to achieve your dreams, to achieve your targets, to achieve everything you set your heart to achieve in this year 2020 and beyond. So I want to again welcome and get your writing materials, get everything ready, because we are about to hit the air. We're about to invite our speaker very soon, and sincerely, it's going to be something that's going to blow you up. It's going to be this section today is going to really change so much about you. Okay, before I go on, let me just give a brief history of what the International Youth Day celebration is, because today we are actually celebrating it deliberately. Now, listen, guys, the International Youth Day was set aside. It's a particular day in the month of August that was set aside to celebrate the youth, the credibility of the youth, and everything that the youth have entails. Okay, so and this year they decided that they're going to be they're going to be tagging the International Youth Day celebration, youth engagement for global impact. So the theme for this year's International Youth Day celebration is youth engagement for global impact. Then the question that pops up in my mind: what exactly has really elicited? Because the truth is that they raised complaints about the fact that youth are not properly engaged. They have lacked not just the credibility, they have lacked actually the capacity to really push themselves to the front line, to be able to make adequate addition to the society, and not just that, to also influence the system that they actually exist in. And so I asked so many questions surrounding that, and I got some answers that prompted me to host this particular event. And one of the answers I got was the fact that there's a huge level of stereotypism in the minds of young persons. So many persons have been boxed in this system that we call our countries, that we call our country, this system that has caged the potential and the capacity and the innovative abilities of most young persons in Nigeria, and even in West Africa, and even in the world at large. And so today we are specific to breaking that stereotype. Today we are specific in saying that that thing that has caused you a level, that has brought a level of limitation to your abilities, that has brought a level of limitation to your capacity, is broken today. And so there is actually a very little change in our schedule. Firstly, that change is very going to be very insignificant because you're going to be getting almost the same value, almost the same capacity. In short, even more capacity added to what you may have gotten initially. And so today we are going to be having a different speaker talk to us. Okay, now I'm not a different speaker, the same speaker from in a different format per se. Okay, so Mr. Ernest Ogwe is not actually going to be live today, not because he can't be live. He called me and he has a major engagement that took his time, but he did something. He had cloned himself. He has someone who has worked with him over time, over the years, from the beginning of I don't know how long, but I believe it has been a very awesome they have had an awesome time because I've gone through his profile. I had to look through his Facebook his Facebook page, and I could see that over the years they've had events together. They've hosted stuffs, great stuffs together, and listening to him earlier is a huge he's an is an embodiment of wisdom and knowledge in this particular field, and he's going to be representing Mr. Ernest Ogwe in this particular section today. It's going to be a short section, 45 minutes, and that's it. And so I'll just be inviting his name is Mr. Dennis Daudu. So I'm going to be inviting Mr. Dennis to the stream. Hello, Mr. Dennis.
Hey, hello. Hello.
All right. Yes, nice to meet you, sir. Thank you
You're
very much
welcome.
for thank you very much for filling in for Mr. Ernest Ogwe. Sincerely, it's really an amazing one to have you here. I've looked through you, sir. I've looked through your profile and I read a little of your bio, and sincerely, it's really going to be an awesome time with you here. I believe that, sir.
I
Okay.
hope so too. Anyway, I'm believing that our
Uh,
God will help us through this. Yes.
all right. So, guys, so Mr. Dennis is an innovative consultant with widespread experience in the area of creativity measure, techniques, and project implementation. His creative skills has endowed him service program with major firms in Nigeria and abroad in the likes of Clear Two Groups, California, America, Hasbro Incorporated, and in the US also. Okay, okay, he has also covered different states in Nigeria. Also, he has also worked for different states in Nigeria, in which and also worked in the Bank of Agric. He has also worked in Transatlantic Ma- Mortgage. I think I got that limited international energy insurance amongst others too. Okay, his progress as a creative person has given him what a full-time working experience with high-flying firms in the likes of ICO Insurance PLC, the Innovation Tribe Limited, and amongst others. All right, so Mr. Dennis is a keynote speaker has been a keynote speaker in major conferences across Africa. He has served as the president of the Global Youth Forum, wow, in Nigeria, and the host of the major youth program on the internet recently. He's also the founder of Do Drone Money Game. I believe you guys will be looking forward to that. I believe he also will be giving us a huge exposition on that maybe later on in the event. Also, he believes that the world is a place of infinite possibilities and a wide room for all to soar. He preaches a message of hope and excellent, excellent development. So Mr. Dennis is actually someone I believe each and every one of us will want to listen to. Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis, for wanting to be with us tonight. Thank you very
You're
much for
welcome.
filling the place of Mr. Ernest Sogwe.
You're welcome.
Oh, all right, sir. So, like I said to you earlier than now, one of the reasons why we decided to host this particular we decided to host this particular event today. One of the reasons why we decided to push this out is because we realized that aside the fact that most young persons have decided to be who they want to be, have decided to accept who they are. There have been so much barricade, there have been so much blockage, there have been so much boxing that has really limited the full capacity of most of these young persons. There have been so much that has really hindered them from really expressing who they really are and getting to the fullness of this expression. There have been so much that has really hindered we Nigerians, especially the systems, and so much that has really held us from really achieving, even as youths, the purpose and the essence to which we are alive. And I believe everyone has an essence, everyone has a reason why they are alive. And this is why we actually pushed this particular event, and we hope it really achieves, we believe it's going to achieve the purpose to which it has been created. And so, guys, so sir, I want to start on this note. What exactly this is just my start, and I'm not going to ask any other questions. So you just take it up from here, and from after I'm done. So what is your take on this topic, and what exactly are you going to tell us today as pertaining to stereotypism to the youth, especially in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you, Treasure David. And then believing that we have a whole lot of people in here, like he said earlier, my name is Dennis Uluwatobi Daudu. I'm happy to be here with you today. Well, for me, I work presently with a company called Fast Track Consulting, and then in a particular very small angle called the Deep Consulting. Deep means Dennis Entrepreneurship Empowerment Program. And so for us here, creativity is key. We believe that everybody has within them the ability to transform a world, not just people living like we are living today. So understanding the fact that we want people to be able to touch on this world, want people to be able to transform the world in very little way or as big as the person might be interested in. We believe that when people start thinking all in one direction, what we will have is a million people raised to power one. And that is not something we believe will help. So we spend quality time trying to make sure that we have people raised to the power of plenty. By that, I mean, I want to do what I'm doing, changing the world from this end, while you there is doing what you can do individually, changing the world from one other end, and together we'll come to a meeting point where we have completely changed and transformed our world. Having said that, sincerely, for our system here, stereotypism is a devil. Okay? Stereotypism is a devil. Being stereotype will simply mean that we say an overgeneralized belief about a particular category of people, a group of people doing one thing. Traditionally, let me use basic example here. For human to exist, they need to eat and to drink, right? Yes, that is primary, that is basic. It is good, everybody does it, but then we have people that choose, instead of food at a particular point in time, to start fasting. Okay, so when everybody eats, don't get it twisted, that's not a bad habit, that's a good one. And so also are most of the habits that makes for stereotypism. Okay, and so what we will be doing in the course of this meeting today is how we can open our mind to the idea of stereotypism, and how we can break out of it for global impact. So let's go back to the very beginning. Now, let's answer a few questions to help us. First, again, what do you mean, or what do you understand when you hear the word stereotype? Stereotype means that you live your life in a generalized way that everybody lives their life. Okay? Basically, being stereotype may not be a bad thing. I was sincere to say that right now. But then, seriously, if you need to be a man of value, someone who do things, or someone who hope to beat the expectation of others, someone who hope to stand out, you need to understand that you need to live out of what I call the preconceptions about life, the preconceived values of life, because those things are there from the very moment you were born. Okay, the moment you were born, you cry, right? You need things. Children, when they need things, there are ways they get it. They cry, they murmur, they twitch, and then we give them what they want, right? Now, at that point, when that is happening, they achieve things. But at a point in time, that will not give them what they want anymore. In fact, that can cause them some sort of harm, because their parents will look at them and believe that at this point, this thing should not be happening. And that is how our life also should be over time. We need to start living beyond the preconcept. When people can study and can tell where you are going, then I'm not sure you are going much anywhere. Because the truth is, today, there is one business that I call the most important business in the world, and that is the business of attention. Everybody you see, you doing business, you living life, you are basically seeking attention. And so if you still live around the preconceptions of life, you may not get as much attention that you need to live or do great in life. That is the truth, and that is a sincere truth. So now, first, let's go back to how how do people become stereotypical? How do people live their life that they start living in certain ways and they find it difficult to move away from those ways? First is what I call the social construct. Social construct. Going back to my very first allegory, my very first analogy, while you were born, there are things you see. These things becomes your lifestyle. Okay? Habits you notice, gender wise is there, from parents, from family, from siblings. You start living them because you see people live them, you see people do them, and in doing them, you know, characters, behaviors, they achieve some things, and you think that is the way to go. In fact, you accept that is the way to go, because that's what makes it a construct, because that's what is happening every day around you. And you know what? A whole lot of us buy into these behaviors, these characters, and we live it all of our lives. We live it all of our lives. You know, when you see people become rational, people become logical, it is a part of a construct I call the social construct. Because in their environment, there are things that are existing that they come to see. Those things become the preconceptions I was talking about earlier. Skills, abilities. Cry, don't cry. Twitch, don't twitch. Fight, don't fight. Lie, don't lie. It's because you see people do it. Now, in the bid to move ahead and become great in life, you must learn and you must start building up a new ability to break out of these constructs. You know, from society to society, from time to time, different things help you achieve success. You know, when you start a new business, what you need to achieve success at that point varies from what you need to achieve when you are 1 year into that business. What you need to stay relevant in 10 years is different from what you need to start or even to achieve after 1 year. So one of the things you must put your mind as a young person, as someone in business, even as human at all, is that from time to time, from place to places, you know, everything you need to stay relevant change. From society to society, that's where you will start understanding what to mean by the test of universality as against the test of locality, the test of time. So when you live a stereotypical life, you will keep living the same way over time. And that is where the idea of living the same thing, doing the same thing over time and expecting a different result, which is madness, comes to play. So back to the basics. Today, one of the things I want you to do for me here is you must learn how to put your mind to play. See, most of our minds work at default. Most of us, our mind works us, we don't work our mind. So for someone who hopes to beat the challenge of stereotypism, you must first of all learn to work your mind. You must learn to do what? Learn to work your mind. On several occasions, I've been able to tell people that if you allow your system to run you, you will run at loss. So what you want to do is to learn the ability to control yourself, to control your own mind. You know, how do you control your mind? Understanding your mind. I can tell you today that, you know, people around think they know all it is about themselves. But unfortunately, I can tell you not up to 10% of the entire universe has mastered who they are. It is not all about what is that program that they do? Okay, let me just go ahead. You need to master yourself. When you eat, what you want to live around, who you want to live around, who you want to be. Self-mastery becomes a key tool in the bid to walk away from stereotypism. Self-mastery is important, particularly, I'm saying this, particularly among females, because they are emotional. Yes, I've seen emotional males as well, but the truth is, when you try to be something to everybody, you try to be good, you try to be nice, you try to live along the norms of life, then you will have to work yourself in order to accommodate those norms. In the bid to work yourself and become comfortable with that norms, then you become stereotypical. See, I call people who look to break out of stereotypism people who are ready to get involved in the business of disruption. You see, this is a construct as well that, unfortunately, as it is today in this world, the moment you start to walk out of stereotypism, attention becomes your way. People are looking out to the sky. People are looking out for things that are not there. If you keep doing things that are there, you will hardly get to the result of people that are not there. That's why people that have stood out among us on earth, people that will love, people that will respect, are people who took out time to think new ideas. Hello? It's unfortunately I'm not getting feedbacks, but I believe that you are hearing me as I'm doing this. People who took time, who took the challenge to think outside the box. People who took to live outside the box of life. And living outside the box of life simply means creating your reality, creating activities that will work a reality different from what is happening every day. I tell people, if all you read, if all you depend on are the things that are written in the books, things that are written on the websites, things that are already happening, then you are no different from what's already existing. So in order to be different in life, you must learn to look beyond the books. You must learn to look beyond the classes. You must learn to understand things beyond what you are being told. And that is where you start betting ideas from. That is where you start betting new realities from. That is where you start becoming relevant from. Understanding this basic construct here. Hello? So, you need to...
Okay, so we are with you, sir. We can hear you clearly.
In fact, I won't mind if you can...
yeah, I'll be here, yes.
Let me know. Okay?
Okay.
Don't always get yourself concerned with socially acceptable norms anymore and behaviors anymore. This may sound rash, but that is the reality. If you simply sit down and depend on the socially acceptable norms and behaviors of life, you will do no much good in this world. I can tell you that as it is today. What you want to do is understand the acceptable norms, understand the limits of behaviors, and then understand your place. The moment you understand your place, in fact, understand things that you should not do, then leave things that you should do apart. I tell people, see, aside from the things that I should not do, every other thing I can do. So in order to break out of stereotypism for global impact, you must break out of the social acceptable norms. In fact, live a life outside the norms, aside the negative things. For everything positive, and then more so to the topic, you must understand global impact. Okay? You must think beyond you. You know why people live stereotyped life? Because everything they do is about them, about their immediate society, about people that they see every day. If you allow people that you see every day construct your behaviors, this is what will happen. They will construct your behavior, you will lose sight of the bigger picture, and then all you will see are just them. So you will model your life and your behaviors around what they do. If you learn to see the globe as a picture that you see beyond people that you see, you will understand that you need to relate to people that you have never seen, behaviors that you have never seen, characters that you have never seen, people that want to achieve results that you have never imagined. And you know what that does? That gives you the serious edge. Okay? That does what? That gives you the edge. That gives you all of the edge you need. And understanding that means that you will need to learn beyond what's available. I think I mentioned that earlier. You need to learn beyond what's available. Education is not just about what you learn in school. Hello? If you ask today, in fact, I've been different times, and I see people.
Okay, guys. So I think we lost our speaker there. So we'll just wait for him to come back now. I think it's a little network challenge. I believe we'll be back very soon. Thank you. All right, sir. Thank you very much. I think
power went off.
I think you had a network challenge.
Okay, so
you are on now.
I'm back. Please, I apologize for that. I'm sorry about that. It's not planned. It just happened suddenly. Okay, like I was saying earlier, if you must make a difference. In fact, if you must influence, if you must impact the world, you must see beyond what is available around you. You must see beyond what's available around you. You must see beyond the people that you live with every day. By that I mean, look at the bigger picture. Your vision must be beyond you, like they say every day by different speakers. Your visions must be beyond you. When your visions are bigger than you, you will see that people that should enjoy what you are envisioning are not just the people that live around you every day. We are talking about people who you will never meet, ever. They have different goals, different behaviors. You want to influence them. It means that you must learn, even without meeting them, to pick an angle to what matters to them. Hello? Hello?
I'm with you, sir.
Okay.
We are with you, sir. We can hear you clearly,
beyond what matters to them, beyond what they feel, beyond what they see, beyond where they go to, beyond what you can ever understand. See, and that is how to construct a vision. Okay? And if you do that, it means that the bigger the picture, the bigger the chance of building new attitudes, new behaviors. Behaviors are not just about sleeping, eating, running, shouting or not shouting. Behaviors are about understanding how others do what they do, how they want to have their things, the problems they are having, the challenges that they are having every day, and building a behavior in you, a thinking pattern, an idea program that can help them even beyond meeting them. The moment you can start living that way, your mind will be open. In fact, let me tell you about the concept of a concept of creativity. See, in creativity and innovation, we believe that over 1 billion ideas run through a human mind on per second billing. Okay? The more pictures that you can create, the more people that you hope to solve their problem, beyond what you can assess, the faster, the clearer what you want to achieve or you can achieve comes to you. And so, if you have lesser images of what is possible, you will have only few of these dots connected. Hello? So,
Yes,
People
I'm with
that
you,
want
sir.
to achieve great things, that see the world as their playfield, even long before it became it, unlike what we're having right now. You know, people see these pictures. For an example, you know, today we talk about Jeff Bezos watching with the worth of over $200 billion, right? First of its kind. The question is, what made the construct of who Jeff Bezos is before now? That's the question. This is a man that started Amazon from a very small space in nowhere. But because he has always envisioned that he needs to serve people around the world, people that he will never need to meet, right? People that he will never need to talk to, people that he will never need to relate with at all. He has these pictures all in his mind. And so it was easy for him to pick a whole lot of dots that connect to these people, because the reality in our mind is everything is connected. The same way the world is a global village today, I tell you that the human brain has more accesses than the entire world. Are we here? The human
Yes, we are
brain
here, sir.
has more dots in it than the entire galaxy. We talk about billions of stars in the galaxy in that same way. That's exactly how the human mind is. Billions of dots. And so you see people that are never there, and then you start constructing your behavior to match that. Now, let me share something with you quickly. How do you avoid stereotypism? How do you avoid stereotypism? There are a few things that we encourage start doing from now on intentionally. See, I will encourage you to start.
Okay, guys. You know how it is here in Nigeria. We don't really have some steady networks. We'll just have a little patience for our speaker. So he'll be back shortly. I believe the moment he sets up his network, he'll be back online again. So guys, I hope you're learning. I hope you're learning so much, because sincerely, I'm learning a whole lot already. I am already picking some vital points that has helped me to be able to, it's going to help me to be able to break out of stereotypism. This is a special section from the IYC community, and we are set to help you break away from the baggage called stereotypism. We are deliberate about our actions, we're deliberate about what we do, and we are deliberate about you too. So guys, get set, get ready, pick the vital points. Don't let anything discourage you. Don't feel bad about the fact that we don't have Enesoge here. And let me just say this to us. Mr. Enesoge just called in and said he's going to be having an important and a very unique section with us here at the IYC community. So guys, you're going to be getting the best out of it. So our speaker is back, so we'll just invite him back to the stream. Welcome back, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
Can
I
you
was
hear
talking
me?
about how you can avoid stereotypism in
Yes, sir.
life.
That's where you are. Yes, exactly.
First of
Exactly.
all, one of the most important things you must learn to do, I will encourage you to get in what I call cooperative shared neutral activities. Cooperative. Make sure that when you are getting involved in anything from henceforth, aside things that are personal, in fact, even your personal life should have elements of cooperation in it. It must have element of your ability to share, as well as neutral activities. Okay? The activities that give you the room to express yourself, as in, I mean, yourself, and also give room for feedback. Hello?
We are with you, sir. Yeah.
Share your own content, share your ideas. Make sure that even as you are sharing it, you have rooms for feedback. And in as much as you are sharing these ideas and expecting feedbacks, is on a neutral note. Not by neutral, I mean not touching as against any other person's ideas of life. Hello?
I'm with you,
So,
sir. Thank you.
for example, you choose to play a game that displays your prowess in, for instance, Scrabble, for instance, right? You are playing Scrabble. Scrabble is an everybody's game. And so you creating ideas, word ideas, and then these word ideas, they are for real. People see that you are creating the right word, right? And yet does not give room for anybody to, beyond the scope of the Scrabble, insult you. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you,
I don't
sir.
know if you understand. I'm looking for
Okay.
the very best of examples I can use for that. Anything you do henceforth should have rooms for others to critique it and not room for quarrel in it. That is the first thing you must do. So I call it cooperative, shared, and neutral activities. Now, the next thing you must get involved. Okay. A good example is you are doing business, right? You want to sell your ideas of your business to the world. And so you have come to create, you sell palm oil, something as simple as that. You sell palm oil. And so you want to market your palm oil today. You have come to the market, you have created the product. You are bringing the product to the market, and then you are giving this product, which is your idea, to the market. And you are selling it in such a way that it is personal, it is a personal thing, it has people need it, and yet nobody feel insulted. Nobody feels that by the way you are selling, you are antagonizing their own product. And then it stands as you. Because in the market, we have several oils. We have several oil products. Several brands develop things called oil, palm, granule, or whatever. And so you are selling this thing in such a way that it gives room for feedback. Everybody gets involved. Every time you are thinking of how to live, make sure that there is room for people to get involved. Never feeling insulted, never feeling left out. That's important. Here, the next thing you must understand is you must learn what I call the quality of human life. You must understand the quality of people's life behavior on a personal note. The quality of people's life and behavior on a personal note. Now, what do I mean by that? If you are to do business, you are doing business, you want to reach out to the world. People around you, we always have people who are what I call the primary market. People that you see every day. You want to construct your product around them first, right? So you need to understand the quality of their life, the quality of their behavior, the quality of their characters to them. How personal are they about the things that they do? You need to understand all that. Understanding that will help you to become, to better create things that they can relate with. When you create product services, or you sell product services in ways or in patterns that people cannot relate with, or that people do not understand, what happens is people cannot personalize your things. So you need to know that at every point in time, whatever product you are creating, whatever service you are creating, whatever lifestyle you are living should be personalizable by others. People should be able to relate with them. So the moment you start doing that, it means you start getting people involved in what you are doing. In as much as that is what you want, you must make sure that it is you doing your thing. Don't see, you need to limit people's influence on what you do. Hello? You need to limit what? Another way to avoid stereotypism is to limit influence on what you do. I don't mean that you should not have what people would refer to as role models or people that you aspire to look like. Yes, you must always have that. That's important. That is key. But in as much as you are modeling someone, in as much as you are aspiring to be like someone, always have element of yourself in what you do. Are we together? Always have elements of yourself. Be you. Be you. Also, you need to understand the room for collaboration. This is key. Collaboration is important. This is just the difference between what we define as collaboration today and what I'm saying here. Every time you want to collaborate with people, make sure that they bring in themselves. Don't try to micromanage what people are bringing in as much as you should do all you can to make sure that in the course of collaboration, you are not micromanaged. That is one of the ways you kill people expressing themselves. Because what stereotypism do is stop you from expressing yourself the way you want it. And so you don't want to take that to others. You want to keep that to yourself as much as make sure that people that you are collaborating with express themselves. That is the way to have the best of everybody. I'm sure that you will agree with me that if you happen to work in a system that do not allow you to express your ideas, you will feel left out and you will looking for ways out of that system. And that's how everybody feels. Unfortunately, people live their life around feeling like that and not do anything about it. That is one thing that should be different about you. Henceforth, in as much as you're looking to collaborate, make sure that you express. So you collaborate and as well express yourself the way you want to express yourself. If you have to train people, if you have to monitor people's behavior let me tell you, the market is a very strong force. In fact, I call it a strength force. The market as it is today, people are strong. People want to do their thing. Everybody's looking to exert their influence on you. And one way that you become a person of influence is you also look to exert your influence on people, right? So one of the things I've designed to make this happen is this: training. I call it the Canvas training program. What people do is they come and they exert training on you. No. What you do today is this: you guide. It's an inverse program. You don't just dump the training on people. You manage people around what matters to you. And that's where the idea of prepping comes in. You ask yourself, why will big brands spend millions of money on daily basis advertising product that they should understand, how we already know? Why will MTN still spend billions of naira on adverts? Why will Coca-Cola spend billions of dollars worldwide on adverts? Because even as much as they believe that you know it, they are trying to influence you. They believe you know it already. They are trying to exert their influence. They are trying to exert their expressions on you. You prep the mind. And so, in the bid to train, in this case, inverse training, you play the game of prepping. You say things multiple times. You do things in such a way that you make people do what you want with you. If you have to exert it again and again and again. Now, let me tell you, if it is something that is a stereotype behavior, people will not feel the need to resist it at all. Hello? Yes. But if it is going to make a big difference, it must go beyond what's available. And so it means that you are creating a new norm, a disruptive norm. And so you prep people towards it. Let me tell you today, like I said somewhere before, that one of the most difficult things to collect from someone else is money. You know why? Money is the end product of their time and activity, in fact, their life. So people spend all of their time, all of their mind power, all of their basic physical energy to make money. You want to collect it. It's difficult to collect. So the way to collect money from people is basic prepping, inverse training. Inverse what? Inverse training. So you prep them. You drop ideas in their mind in beats. Hello? So you are influencing, you drop ideas in their mind in beats. So you create images that they love, they don't understand why, and then you put your product around the image. you set an idea, and then you put yourself at the eye level of the image. Your behaviors, your characters, your values at the eye level at every point in time. You must learn to master that. If you can't master that, then you can't influence others. Also, I tell people, in the bid to get out of the norms of life, change the stereotypical behavior, then you must learn to get involved in what I call the non-existing activities of life. Non-existing activities of life. There are what we call the non-existing activities of life. These are the activities that you create. Hello? These are the activities that what? That you create. That you create. So if you must walk out of stereotypism, then you must learn to create one or two activities. You must learn to do what? Create one or two activities. Just watch how people do things, watch what's accepted, and then create your style around it. Create your style, create a pattern around it that suits and that takes you, that delivers your intention, that delivers your value at every point in time. If you do this, then you have people following you. And lastly, please, this is key. Because basically, the moment you start living the first 5 concepts I've mentioned, the moment you start living the first 5 concepts I've mentioned, people will feel that you are arrogant, because you feel that way too, that you are special. You are trying to exert your ideas on them. In the bid to achieve these first 5, then you must learn to play what we call the game of respect. Hello?
Yeah,
you must learn to play what we call what? The game of respect. At this point, you must learn to treat everybody the same way. Treat everybody the same way. In fact, take active effort, deliberate effort to treat people in certain ways. Because if you make that you, people will take it for who you are. They will not find offense or issues with it over time, because they will just tell them that is how that person is. The moment it becomes a pattern that is partial, here you are living a life, there you are living another, people will believe that it is because of it's because you have special interest in places. So you live that life there, and then you come to this respect. You have people living and eating from the details of what you train. Let me say this at this point. I will soon be rounding up here. It's so unfortunate that life is not fair. Hello? It's so unfortunate that life is not fair. What men enjoy, women may not enjoy it. What the male factors enjoy in life today, women may not enjoy it. So I'm going to say this particularly for the ladies who are listening to me right now. It's always the case that women are more stereotypical than men. It's just so unfortunate. You know why? The conditionings of life, the basic conditioning by birth, by living in Africa, in fact, by the pattern of the world. Female live certain ways that are exerted on them from birth. Unfortunately, from birth, the way they live, the way they do things, they are forced to do things more than, in fact, until of recent, female must do certain things in certain ways. If it is not in that way, it is not the right way. So I'm going to spend time to tell ladies this more. Please do all you can to defy things that do not speak you, and conform yourself to things that comes basically from your mind. Nevertheless, don't just challenge. Don't just fight. Challenge what exists. Challenge what exists. Don't fight things. Don't run away. Don't get involved in flights. Challenge it and build a culture that works along. I believe that with these few things I've been able to say here, I wish we have more time, but unfortunately, I was told that we have just 45 minutes, and I've guessed, even with the whole of the challenge we have, I believe that we will have times in the future where we'll be able to express ourselves fully. At this point, I have so much I feel I can tell you about stereotypes, norms, and how to break out of them. But with these few things, I believe that we'll be able to learn. I will say my name is Dennis Daodu, and I'm believing that I'll be having a great evening and good life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. I must confess, this has been one of the most impactful section have been in 2020. It's been awesome. It's been awesome with you. You mentioned so much. You mentioned so much to us, and my book is filled up already. And I have written down so much that you said. You mentioned that you say you must learn how to put your mind to work. You need to work your mind. So, guys, I want you to pick these vital points that have been raised here today. Now, another thing which you mentioned is something that really touched me a whole lot. He said, if you allow your system to run you, you will run at loss. This statement he made actually touched me a whole lot, and it really.
Okay.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you. Okay.
Okay, so this statement really touched me a whole lot, and it really made me learn so much already. Like it really made me think back a little to some things that have really held me personally. And one very vital statement you also made that I believe people should actually listen to is everyone must learn to live beyond what is available, or learn to strive to provide to people what is not available. So I've asked myself this question: what can I really do to really make this change? There's this tangible change that needs to be effected in the lives of young persons, in the life of in my audience. And then I started asking myself, what really can I do to really change or break out of it? And you really answered that particular question today by telling us that you cannot give people what is available and you expect them to really get attracted to what you do. And if you give them what is available, they can go somewhere else to find it, and then they may not even value it. And so if you really want to be tangible, if you really want to be relevant, if you really want to add value, in short, the value that needs to be added to the lives of persons is something that people may not have come across, or something that they have ignored or neglected over the years. And so this is key to the success of every youth out there, especially in terms of breaking stereotypes and becoming who you ought to be. And so we are going to be taking a little question. We're just going to asking one question I have here. I know most persons are not active online now, but this video is going to be on our Facebook page, and most persons are Facebook group, sorry, and most persons are going to be coming after it later on. People are going to be coming, going to viewing it, and going to be getting this same nugget, and it's going to be huge. I most often, even after a conference, I get so much feedbacks from people, and they keep telling me, or even trying to tell me the effect of what that particular conference actually did to them. Okay, so sir, I just have this one question before we call it a day today. What do you think should be the way forward to young persons? Just a brief overview, like looking at the state of Nigeria now, and looking at the fact that it's obvious that most young persons are even complaining about our our country, the system, and all of that. Persons are complaining, and then you've mentioned some very key facets there. What do you think should be the first action point? What do you think every young person should just do now after this conference? Do this thing now, and if you do this thing, this is going to be more like a step to what you ought to do, probably further. So I don't know if you could just throw light on that, so that to just be like more like an overview on what you've taught earlier.
Okay. Seriously, if you are in this class, you've gone through this class, and then you have a stereotype challenge. The first thing you do, in fact, let me tell you, take a day to ask yourself the difficult questions. Hello? Difficult questions. In fact, that's always the beginning of every change, every transformation. The difficult questions of who am I compared to why am I here? Purpose. You need to know why you are here. Who are you? What do I want to achieve by living the life I'm living? Do you have the exact image of the end point? Do you have it? Do you have answers of what your end point should be? In See, live 5 years. In a year, what do I have that will point me in the direction of what I can have in 5 years? Okay, what can I do tomorrow that will impact on who I will be in 10 years? These are the difficult questions. Have I been doing them? What are the things that I've been doing every day that has been equating to who I am? Where do I live? Who do I talk to? Let's ask. These are basic and yet the real thing. If you can answer the question of who have I been talking to? What have I been doing? Where have I been living? What effect has these things, the answers you give yourself, have on who you are looking to become? Unfortunately, most times when we finally take these questions and drop our answers, we see that it is far-fetched from who we want to be. So the first thing I'll ask anybody to do that goes through a program of mine is ask the difficult questions. Ask yourself. Be serious about it. The difficult question of who I am, what am I becoming? As at today, what have I been doing that will culminate to giving me the result I want to achieve? The answers you get, monitor them. Are they taking to the place of who you want to be? If they are not, it means they need to be changed. Are they just relating with the community? It means you have a stereotype challenge. It means you are doing what everybody accepts, what everybody wants, what everybody is doing, unfortunately. So you start taking cue from there to start changing who you are, changing the line of your activities, changing your mental visions, ideas, pictures in your mind. I believe that is in line with what you're expecting.
Yes,
and
sir.
that
Thank
is
you.
the first thing I do.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. All right, thank you very much, sir. Sincerely, you've really touched
You're
the
welcome.
hit. You actually nailed it. You nailed it, actually. And so, guys, this is it. Remember, he said something, so many things, and most of the things I picked from what he said was the fact that you need to ask yourself who you are. You need to know who you are for you to actually get to the point to which you want to get to. You need to ask yourself, where are you now? Understanding your topography, your current state is actually very key to your success. Well, most persons don't really know where they are. Most persons are yet to understand where they are now. So because if you don't know where you are now, you can't even find where you should be. That's actually very key. And then another thing also he said, which is very vital, is the fact that you need to understand or evaluate who you relate with. You see, this is very key. This is very key. I re-emphasize this over and over again. For you to really achieve purpose, for you to really get to the point you want to get to, you have to be very conscious of who you relate to, because who you relate to actually is going to be affecting your life positively or negatively. I have one of my pastor do say this. He said, no relationship keeps you neutral. It's either affecting you positively or it's affecting you negatively. So it's something that you should take very keen note of. And then he mentioned something that we should monitor our answers. These answers need to be monitored, because it's not just asking yourself these questions don't just give you the result you need, but setting yourself on course by taking note of these questions and structuring yourself to be able to achieve them. So structure yourself to be able to draw a roadmap, a framework that can help you lead to the point to which you want to get to. And then one other thing he said very clearly was that you need to see yourself where you are. The moment you can see yourself where you are, then you can actually know how to run. Now, listen, this is something that has really helped me in the IYC community. Personally, I know where we are going to. I know who we are. I can picture exactly how the IYC community is and the benefits and the values and the good, the exposition that's going to be hitting each and every one of us in this community. I'm very particular about it. I can see it so clearly, and that's the reason, one of the more reasons why, even when I don't even have any outreach, even when things are not seeming so right, I'm so positive, I'm so excited, I'm so happy, because I know the end is going to be so glorious. And so this actually is something that we all can actually relate with, and it's something that we all should actually put our heads at and actually set ourselves on course for success. Okay, so thank you very much, Sir Dennis. I want to sincerely appreciate you for this opportunity to be a part of the IYC community in this International Youth Day special section. And I must tell you, we are looking forward to having another awesome section with you. Sincerely, I value I value your presence today, and I believe everyone in the IYC community really do value your presence and your exposition today. So thank you very much, sir. I'll communicate with you in the back office on WhatsApp, and we'll actually talk further. So I don't know if you have a final word for us before you leave this night.
Well, say life is. I used to say tell people, life is time. Time is everything. Unfortunately, you can't control it. You can't stop it. You can't um, you can't walk it. So what do you have? Energy, right? What you have is energy. So you must understand that since you can't walk time, you can't manage time, and the only thing that you can do around time is spend it with your energy. So what you do is you manage your energy. If you have to wait till tomorrow before you do what you learned today, I tell you, you have wasted your time already. So you don't want to waste your time, so you have to work your energy around it today. Everything that you have learned within 1 hour, you can work them out. Particularly the very first part of it. If you wait till tomorrow, you are not ready for that big difference. This night, action is key. There is in my creativity equation, I say creativity equals knowledge as a function of imagination and all of that. But then at the end of everything, I used to say plus action, because everything, the change will come as a result of the actions that you take. So it's up to you. Take the actions that comes with this lesson, and then you can change your life. Thank you very much. And it's going to be a
Thank
good
you
evening from me.
very Wow, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very, very much for this. Thank you. So we'll see in the back office. All right. So guys, this is it. This is exactly what the IYC community is about. We are here to give you the value that you need for success. One very key thing that Mr. Dennis said is life is time and time is everything. So utilize it. So guys, this is our prime time. This is a time that we need to really utilize our energy. We need to utilize our abilities. We need to utilize our creativity. We need to utilize our innovative activity, our innovative abilities. You need to utilize every point of your life to be able to add value to someone out there. You need to add value to not just someone out there, to people out there. Now, let me tell you something that I actually learned recently, which I want to share with us. It's called a framework. Now, I want you to learn the act of drawing out a framework for success. It's something that I believe will help each and every one of you there. Keep yourself on course by drawing a framework. Get the picture of what you want. Set your goals on plate, make it clear, and see how you could put yourself on course. Even as you ask yourself most of these questions, I want you to learn to put it in a practical way so as to give yourself a propeller to be able to achieve the success you ought to achieve. I'm so impressed. I'm so happy. I'm so excited about what today offered. And I believe you learned a whole lot. I know each and every one of us here learned a whole lot today. It's an awesome time, always an awesome time in the IYC community, anytime we gather here like this. And I'm going to say this hint, give you this hint again. Remember, the big one comes up in sorry guys, the big one comes up in November and the next quarter, and it's going to be an awesome one. Thank you very much, guys. It's an awesome time. Sorry for the background feedback. Yeah, okay, so we're just having some little persons around. All right, thank you. Going to be an awesome time further from now, and I hope you learned something today. Thank you very much for being a part of International Youth Celebration Day, International Youth Day special section, and I am Treasure David, and I look forward to a further time with you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a wonderful night rest.